Hello and welcome. My name is Eric Hadden. I'm the Vice President of Sales and Marketing here at Laval Underground Surveys, and I am joined by...
My name is Kristina Kinzel. I'm the Regional Sales Manager for the East Coast of Laval Underground Surveys. It's good to be here and good to be able to do something like this where we can address everyone.
It is, and the last time we did this, it was a couple of months ago. We were wrapped up in masks. Now, fortunately, we've all been vaccinated, so we're able to move about a little bit more freely, but we are, believe it or not, almost halfway through the year. It's hard to believe, but we're almost near the 6-month mark. And that's really why I wanted to get together with you and everybody else here watching and to sort of let them know what's been going on here at Laval Underground Surveys, what we're seeing in the marketplace, some of the challenges that we're facing, and what we see for the remaining 6 months ahead.
Yeah.
So, in that regard, how are things on the East Coast? What are you seeing? What's demand been like?
Demand has actually been through the roof. It's crazy. You'd think even from last year, things would be down, but ultimately everything's been going like gangbusters, essentially because from what I've seen and heard from people is that projects are just getting approved like crazy for, people doing, green projects and everything. It's just pent-up demand has taken us to this point of where we are reaching certain delays, which I know we'll touch on in a second, but at least everything on the East Coast, people are ready to go. I mean, this industry hasn't stopped, right? It's, a year-long industry, no matter if there's a pandemic or not. Right. But we've been doing everything quite a bit, and it's same on the East Coast. North, south, everywhere in between. It's everyone's just going full steam ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we're certainly seeing that here on the West Coast as well, which is the territory that I'm responsible for. Demand is at an all-time high, and you touched on it a little bit, and it's something that I want to really make folks aware of, and that is delays associated with a lot of these new orders. And it's a combination of factors. One, we're seeing incredible demand because, to your point, the pandemic hasn't stopped a lot of these industrial projects, but materials, components, glass, housings, everything that is critical, everything that goes into building these incredibly complex machines right now is in short supply. And so as a result, lead times are being pushed out. Right now, I think we're projecting about 45 business days if you were to order a camera today. And really that is highly variable, and we expect that it's going to only increase as we get further along into the year. So I think if there's one takeaway, it would be if you're thinking about placing an order, do it sooner rather than later, because we really don't know what the future is going to look like.
Yeah, I mean, I've had customers that have said they're looking towards projects for the end of the year, and we've talked more about what these delays are going to look like, and there's only so much that we can do at a certain point, and so getting a camera in sooner rather than later is just going to be that much more helpful down the road for your projects and for everything else too.
Yeah, certainly. The other thing to think of, we are actually projecting a price increase as well. I'm sure many of you out there have been aware of commodity prices skyrocketing, whether it be lumber, food, all types of precious commodities are going up in price, and we are no different. And so for the first time in over a decade, we are also looking at a price increase that is likely to take place at the start of Q3, which would be right around the first part of July. So in combination with the delays that we're currently facing with current orders, combining that with a potential price increase, again, I think the answer or the message really is get your order in now, today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can attest to it. We talk to customers every single day who were, needing something now or needing something in a month. The soonest we get an order in, the sooner we can get it out. I mean, deliberations could take weeks, but ultimately we've got a price increase coming. We've got delays just like everybody else in the world right now. We want to get you your camera as soon as we can, but we can only do that if we talk about it and get the orders in soon. And we do want to get you the cheaper price on a camera. I mean, ultimately this isn't just a ploy. We've sort of got the fire to our backs and really need to make sure that we adjust those prices so that way we can continue to provide the same quality equipment that we've been able to. But we've got a couple weeks still before we get there. So.
We do have a few weeks, and so really the opportunity is now to go ahead and place the order in. And again, I mean, it's the first time in over a decade that we've seen a price increase, and it's not something I think that anybody really wanted to do, but the whole global economy right now is really forcing you into that position. Speaking of global events, another thing that we're seeing unfold here on the West Coast, not necessarily related to cameras, but to our BoreSaver products, is just an incredible surge in demand for our BoreSaver, both the Ultra C and the IKL. We had, unfortunately, certainly here in California, just a terrible winter. Not nearly enough surface water is available as we get into these hot summer months. And so as a result, a lot of the agricultural production in and around our area is having to shift to groundwater, meaning that old wells that are either underperforming or may have been taken out of service entirely are having to be brought back in line, online. People are looking for greater efficiency out of the existing pumps they have now. And so rehabilitation is a really attractive option. But to do that, using the BoreSaver chemicals really proves to be a very, very attractive alternative to drilling a new well.
Yeah, and stuff that I've been hearing is that drilling a new well is getting more expensive. So I'm sure everyone else can attest to that, but something that's just getting more expensive that was already expensive to begin with. You're totally right. People are absolutely going to go back into these old wells or these abandoned ones, or drill a little bit deeper and this and that. So rehabilitating those wells we really see is going to be the next step in the future. And I mean, it's not ultimately what everyone wants at that point. We want to be able to do things efficiently and financially responsibly, but rehabilitating these wells is ultimately where we see that going. With that, using products like BoreSaver, we have customers constantly calling every day asking for product, and we keep it in stock, and that's the best that we can do for this. So yeah,
and it's great. Speaking of in stock, a lot of the customers that are here on the West Coast, they have the advantage that we are here on the West Coast as well. So if you have a project and you're looking to get BoreSaver in a hurry, because we're shipping out of California, if you're on that western seaboard, it does make it pretty advantageous from a timing perspective. Now, granted, if you're outside the state of California, it can be a little bit longer, Washington, Oregon, for example. But there are a lot of customers, even here in California, who are able to come and grab their product the same day.
Yeah, and to that point, that's people on the West Coast. I've got people on the East Coast. You're, still waiting 5 or 6 days after you order a product just to even get it shipped over to you. And truthfully, just like with cameras and how the delays are going to get worse, we don't have BoreSaver as a delayed product right now, but there's no telling what the future holds for something like that. So that's why we recommend getting stuff getting into stock, just like you are every other part that you're hoping is not going to go out of availability. Getting the stuff in so that way you can get that job and you are able to provide that in a timely service. That's going to be really important. And give us a call and let us know. We've been trying to go around to everyone else that we know and say, hey, we know this summer is going to be crazy with rehabilitation. Let us know if you're looking to buy some product. We want to make sure to keep this in stock for you as well. And so we've seen people doing that, bringing that into stock for themselves, so that way they can, give that twofold to their customers in a timely manner, because everyone wants it now, but there's going to be delays further on, we assume.
Absolutely. And you made a great point. Give us a call. We are here not just to help you with your order, but your application as well. So if you have a specific application, you're thinking about using BoreSaver, you're a little bit confused potentially about which product's most appropriate, whether you should use the Ultra C or the IKL, that's why we are here. So by all means, call our offices, go on our website, reach out to us. We're here as a resource to help you navigate what the best product is and how to get you that product in a timely manner. Because ultimately, if your product or project rather is successful, we're successful as well. It really works out.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything that we can do to help on that end, we're here, happy to help.
Happy to help. I'm trying to think of some other things that we've had come up this year. One of them has been, and it seems to be all wrapped up in the big pandemic bow, but that is shipping issues. So as we've had product delays leaving, we've also seen an increase in damaged products that are leaving and arriving at customers' facilities that have been damaged in transit. Yeah. And so to that end, we are now really trying to take precautions and make sure that products are inspected once they arrive at your facility, and that you're able to make a notation of any of the damage that you see once it arrives. Moving forward from today on, we'll be sending a very, very helpful addendum to our emails that contain tracking information. Mm-hmm. And within that email, you'll have some steps and some tips to look out for damage on the products and what to do in the event that there is damage. If things are not noted at the time of delivery, it makes it really, really difficult to go back to the shipping carrier and try to get them to compensate everyone for damage that's done during transit. So by all means, keep an eye out for those. They will be coming. But again, the pandemic, it's just been wonderful all the way around, really.
There's been, normally we wouldn't have so many topics to address.
Right, like this, exactly.
And here we are having to address 5 different things all at once. But to add on to the shipping thing, we've seen all sorts of issues happen, whether it's, delays, lost shipments, or damaged shipments to begin with too. So if you're ever sending something into us, feel free to send us the tracking number too. Mm-hmm. We actually work really diligently to try to know where your product is and when it's coming to us. That way we can keep an eye out for it too, because when something comes in, if it's damaged, we try to mark it right away and let you know as soon as possible, because we know that impacts your projects, your, everything else with that too. So just know that we're really on your side for this and doing our absolute best. We're calling our reps just as much as you call us, so we're doing our best there too.
No, I think that's a great piece of advice. Yeah, certainly on the repair side as well. The more information everybody has, the better. With that, I just think that we've had a great year so far in terms of demand, but we're really looking forward to the remaining 6 months of the year. I know travel is still kind of up in the air. I'm not necessarily sure if we will be attending any of the big trade shows in the latter portion of the year, but I think it's something we're all looking forward to maybe resuming in 2022.
Yeah, absolutely. As those of us who do travel all the time, or used to, I guess, we're very much looking forward to a time when we can get back to it. But I know that I'm doing a trade show virtually. I think it's the Ohio Water Well Show. So I'll be doing that one virtually as well too. So there's different opportunities in order to learn more about cameras and everything. And, a shameless plug to our YouTube channel as well to, learn a bit more about our products and our chemicals and everything too, because that stuff is it's really important to understand, because we know it's an investment and we want to make sure you're using your money wisely.
Exactly. Excellent. I don't think I could have said it any better myself, but
it's like I do this for a living.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Every day. But with that in mind, thank you so much for joining us. And again, we're here as a resource. Feel free to reach out to our offices. You can contact us at area code 559-251-1396, or find us online at lavalunderground.com, or as Kristina mentioned, here on YouTube, youtube.com/Laval Underground. So thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Bye.
Take care.